Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark at Georgetoon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I'm on a new coffee adventure, a new coffee this morning, courtesy of Black Rifle Coffee Company's Coffee of the Month Club. Thanks to Jason Allison and the boys. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get a sip of this. That is marvelous. Here it is, folks. This is called AK Espresso, a medium roast. Check out that. Check out that artwork, but it's AK Espresso. And here's what they have to say about it. This indestructible blend of light Colombian and dark Brazilian coffees is here to conquer your taste buds. From the rich, nutty aroma to the complex citrus and dark chocolate flavors, this full-bodied blend is sure to deliver whether you're making medium roast drip coffee or espresso. This is flavorful. I gotta get another sip. This is really, really good. Yeah, very rich, nutty aroma, wonderful aroma. Really, you're gonna like this one when it brews in your Keurig machine. This is terrific. And again, we're on a new coffee adventure. So we're using the Indiana Jones coffee mug that came to the channel courtesy of Jamie Horn. Jamie, thank you very much. Love that badge artwork right there. How about that? Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. One more sip. Man, oh man. Boy, that's fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, viewer Brian Zients Bernstein sent this along. Check it out. This was from Facebook, and he sent it along. It says here, in Nazareth, PA, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, there's an old red barn that has this Snoopy drawn on it. How about that? Check that out. This was posted on the Facebook page known as Meanwhile in Pennsylvania. I guess it's a group or an individual that posts things all Pennsylvania. And this was about this Snoopy drawing on the side of a barn in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And here's what they have to say about Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Visitors to Nazareth, Pennsylvania are often captivated by its blend of old world charm and modern appeal. The town's picturesque setting includes rolling farmland, classic colonial homes, and quiet streets that feel like stepping back in time. Events like the Nazareth Days Festival and seasonal farmers markets highlight the town's strong sense of community and pride in local heritage. Its close proximity to major highways makes it an accessible escape for those exploring eastern Pennsylvania, while landmarks like the Moravian Historical Society and the iconic Martin Guitar Factory offer a unique look into the area's cultural legacy. Whether you're after history, craftsmanship, or just a peaceful place to stroll, Nazareth delivers an authentic and memorable experience, and also delivers a terrific barn with Snoopy on top of his doghouse right on the side of that barn. That's awesome. Brian, thank you very much for sending that along. And we also learned a little bit about Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And you know what? The autumn season is right around the corner as summer starts to wind down. We'll get through August and into September. And before you know it, the autumn leaves will be bursting forward. We'll have these beautiful, beautiful bouquets, colorful bouquet of autumn leaves and that sort of thing. So keep Nazareth, Pennsylvania and other parts of Pennsylvania in mind this fall season if you want to check out all those beautiful colors that just burst forward from a really, 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 really wonderful state, Pennsylvania. Just absolutely beautiful in the fall. I've been through it in the fall. My late younger brother, Dave, used to live in the Poconos, and driving out to see him during that time of year was just glorious. So yeah, check it out, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and also check out that barn. And if you do, snap a picture of it with you next to it and send it into the Monday morning mailbag. We'll share it with all the folks out there. That's absolutely fantastic. Brian, thank you again very, very much. Thanks to Jason, Allison, and the boys for this terrific AK Espresso coffee this morning. And a big thank you to Jamie Horn for the Indiana Jones coffee mug. We're off on a new coffee adventure. How are you this morning? One more sip. As we like, yeah, one more sip. There it is. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. Really do appreciate that. If you are listening to the audio podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning in and listening via all those great streaming platforms that are out there, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, those kinds of things. Boy, we got a great show for you this morning. Let me get over to my my topics here. Boy, yeah, just click on that, go down there, and there are my topics. They come right up. We got some great stuff for you. We got a really neat shaving tip for you this morning, all the way from Thailand. We also have another great shave den visit with Jim from Northfield. We got the usual reminders. We have a giveaway sponsored by viewer Beth Jones. Beth, thank you very much. Wait till you see this. This is a good one. My gosh, Beth, thank you very much. We also have some great refill comments this morning. We've got some new wet shaving gear to share with you. We also have a couple of other items that kind of fall into what we talk about every once in a while here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Stay tuned for that. My good friend Bunny Host figures into that, Bunny Host and John Reiner, so we want to share that with you. Also, we've got some great questions and comments. So all in all, a terrific show this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Lee Hazley, all the way from Thailand. And Lee writes, "Dear Mark, here's a tip for breaking in Boar brushes. This came out of a lot of contemplating in my early days of traditional shaving. I thought back to my teenage years when I had long curly hair and to all of the women I knew whilst in the UK and Germany. One thing stood out to me. Everybody used a hairdryer and everybody suffered from split ends. So I decided, after cleaning the stink out, to blow dry the Boar knot on the hottest setting. I only needed to do it a few times before the tips were split and as soft as a pillow. I hope this helps somebody somehow. Wishing you and all the viewers a wonderful week all the way from Thailand, Lee Hazley." Lee, that's a fantastic tip. I never thought of that, but it makes a lot of sense because, yeah, I remember too. Well, not too well. I lost my hair early, but I do remember a lot of friends, like in the dormitory and that sort of thing, drying their hair and getting split ends, and always trying to use some kind of a gel, a shampoo, something to prevent all those split ends, especially if they had longer hair, young women and young men alike. And it seems that you can kind of take that hair dryer and just point it at a Boar brush and dry it off, and it'll split the hairs, because that's what it was doing to a lot of folks' hair, giving them split ends. And a Boar brush hair is natural hair, and you want it to split so it gets soft. This looks like it'll be a great solution. Now, if anybody out there tries this, please comment below and let us know if it works for you. It sounds like an absolutely fantastic solution to breaking in a Boar brush. Using a hair dryer on the hottest setting and drying it out a little bit, drying out that Boar brush a little bit by blowing on some hot air so that the hairs split, the hair ends split, which is what you want. Don't want it for your own hair, but you want it for a Boar shaving brush. Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. Lee, thanks so much for a really terrific original shaving tip. And to say thank you, for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, all you have to do is send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and if I use your shaving tip here on the Viewer Morning Shaving Tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Lee, thanks again for a really, really terrific shaving tip all the way from Thailand. Really do appreciate it. Well, speaking of shaving tips and George sketches, viewer Matt Rose was recently sent a George sketch in exchange for a shaving tip, and he wrote and sent along this photo. Hi, Mark. George has been properly framed and has found a home with my shave gear. Thanks again, and keep up the great work. Matt Rose out of Indiana. Matt, I am so very flattered and honored that George has been framed up and is displayed amongst your shaving gear in your shave den. That is absolutely fantastic. I am honored. Thank you so very, very much. And that's a terrific photo. And it just warms my heart to see that you and other viewers have taken a liking to George, so much so that you're framing him up and displaying him in your shave den and among your shave gear. I am very, very honored and flattered. Matt, thank you again very, very much. Okay, it's time for a shave den visit.
Grab your favorite shave soap, whip it up, rich and creamy, fill your cup. Boom, lather. Hot towel ready, face feels prime. A classic shave, so smooth, so fine. 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do the work, no need to rush. Shave like a pro, close and neat. A shave so smooth it can't be beat. Slap on your favorite splash, feel that glow. Shave complete, now you're ready to go. Oh, boom, shave complete, you're ready to go.
Well, this morning's shave den visit comes from viewer Jim from Northfield, James Gazda. And he writes, "Hey Mark, I just wanted to share what I purchased from an antique mall. Top right is a new old stock English leather gift set. The aftershave still has its great scent, and I know how wonderful that scent is because we've got a bottle of English leather that belonged to Nate Jackson's father. Thank you again very much, Nate. Yeah, it's a marvelous scent, and if you can score a new old stock gift set like this, wow, yeah, pick it up. It is a great scent." Jim continues here. Top left is a jar of Harley-Davidson aftershave balm and some assorted blades and a gem blade bank. Bottom is a gem bullet tip in original case. Next to it, the prize, a new old stock Gillette Tech razor in original box with blade pack. And last are 2 super speeds, a Gillette blade bank, and a vintage shave stick holder. All are in terrific condition. I took advantage of the Ohio no sales tax weeks. Yeah, we have something for back to school where for about 2 weeks, I think it is, 2 or 3 weeks, they will not charge you sales tax, $500 or lower on certain items that qualify. And I guess vintage shaving gear qualifies. Congratulations on that, Jim. He concludes here, as always, right place, right time. Thanks. Have a great week. Jim from Northfield. Jim, congratulations on some great vintage shaving gear finds. That's absolutely fantastic. Wow. That English leather gift set, that alone is worth the price of admission. That's fantastic. And again, folks, if you can find something like that, snap it up because that is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic scent. And everything else that you've got there, the gem bullet tip and the super speeds and the new old stock Gillette Tech razor in the original box with a blade pack. That is marvelous. Wow, congratulations on that one. So there you go, folks. Again, Jim from Northfield showing us once more a little bit of patience, doing a little bit of research, looking around, right place, right time. You'll find some really, really spectacular vintage shaving gear out there for your shave den. Jim, thanks again for sharing that with all the viewers. Really do appreciate it. Well, here's your reminder to check out shavesplash.com. This is a website that was created by viewer Lee Meyer. If you happen to have a shave soap, but you don't have an aftershave splash for it, well, shavesplash.com is a scent matching website. So you'll be able to find a complimentary aftershave scent that will go with that shaving soap. Really, really terrific. And they also have some great articles and features up there. So check it out. We'll have the link below, shavesplash.com, from viewer Lee Meyer. Well, the channel now has auto dub technology courtesy of Google and YouTube. And as the name suggests, it will automatically translate this audio from English into Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. Pretty amazing. Simply click on the gear in the lower right of the video screen. A menu will pop up, and there you can select the language that you wish to hear the audio in: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. It translates it from English to any of those languages in real time, on the fly. Pretty amazing. Auto dub. Check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, here's your reminder. The 5th annual Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup will take place on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio, with attendance capped at 50 due to space limitations. Attendees will receive exclusive soap and splash collaborations from Barrister & Mann and Sterling Soap Company, plus a bonus offering from Adopted Acres Soap Company. The event features homemade barbecue, prize drawings from top shaving brands, and a piff table for swapping gear. Continuing its tradition of giving back, the meetup supports the Children's Cancer Research Fund through a raffle organized by Dave Keiss, honoring Barb Keiss's cycling and fundraising efforts. So there you go. It's the 5th annual Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup on Saturday, September 20th, 2025, from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio. We'll have a link to where you can get tickets. I have my ticket. I hope to see you there. Well, as we mentioned this morning, we're doing a giveaway, and it's being sponsored by Beth Jones. Beth, thank you very, very much. This is a good one, folks. Absolutely spectacular giveaway sponsored by Beth Jones. Let me show you what we're giving away here that Beth very kindly and generously sent into the channel. Here's the giveaway. All these items, one big prize to one lucky wet shaver out there. Here it is right here. Okay, this kicks off the giveaway right here. Check this out. This is, look at that. Look at that. This is a Cayenne shaving bowl. Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. The beautiful color scheme on the inside with these raised ridges here to help whip up a beautiful lather. Feels great, fits so well in the hand. And check out the marbling on the outside of this. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. The interplay of colors there is just so terrific. It really is. This is the Cayenne Shave Bowl. And I got a little bit of paperwork here regarding it. This is known as the abalone textured wet shaving lathering dish. Wow, that's what this is, the abalone. My gosh, that's absolutely gorgeous. Just beautiful. Look at that. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Wow, Beth, thank you very, very much. This alone is worth the price of admission. This is absolutely spectacular. But if you're going to whip up a lather, you're going to need a good shaving soap. And Beth sent along from Sterling First Light Shaving Soap. How about that? Wow. This scent is marvelous. And of course, you know how well Sterling performs in building lathers, the tallow-based shave soap. Wow. Thank you very, very much, Beth. That's fantastic. Also, hey, you got a razor? You're going to need blades? Beth sent along 250 right here Wizamet razor blades. These are spectacular. We love Wizamet blades. And here you got a sleeve of them, 250. There are 25 times 10 right there. Okay, you got, how about that? You got 25 sleeves, 10 in each sleeve for 250. Wizamet Iridium razor blades. Wow. Iridium Super razor blades. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I believe there's 25. And let me just take a look here, okay? I think these are, just to verify. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a 10-pack. Yeah, right there. So you can see right there, 10-pack, okay? Right there. And you got 25 of them in here. So it goes right up to the top there like that. Okay, there you go. Wizamet Super Iridium blades. Wow, those are fantastic. And also, yeah, these are very, very rare. And Beth sent these along. 45 of the, check this out, the Gillette Menorah Golden Shave razor blades right there. Yeah, a bag of 45 of these right here. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely fantastic. These are marvelous as well. Beth sent a few of these to the channel. We reviewed them. We used them in shaves. They're wonderful. So yeah, a very, very rare blade as I recall. So Beth, thank you very, very much for that. And also, if you have an injector razor, if you have a Supply SE or another Supply razor, well, she also sent along 8 Supply injector blades, the Black Label injector blades. Let me show you those right here. Okay, so there it is right there. Okay, 8 of those blades in there. All right. So how about that? That's beautiful. Okay. All right. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic prize package. Courtesy of Beth Jones. A really, really generous giveaway sponsored by Beth Jones. Beth, thank you very, very much. Cayenne Shave Bowl, Sterling Shave Soap, Wizamet blades, the Menorah blades, and Supply blades. Wow, absolutely fantastic. How do you enter? Well, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below this video. Also, have an address that postal services and shipping services can deliver to. This is open to everyone around the world. Doesn't matter where you are. It's open to you too, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. The deadline is August 26th, 2025, sometime late afternoon into the evening whenever I get home. That's when we're going to be pulling a winner in this wonderful giveaway sponsored by Beth Jones. So again, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, have an address that can be delivered to, open to everyone around the world. The deadline is August 26th, 2025, sometime late afternoon, early evening, something like that. We're going to pull one winning name, and they're going to win an absolutely beautiful prize package consisting of, once more, a beautiful Cayenne Shave Bowl, the abalone, Sterling Shave Soap, Wizamet razor blades, Menorah razor blades, and Supply razor blades. How about that? A big, big thank you to Beth Jones for sponsoring this giveaway. Folks, good luck to everyone. Enter below. Oh, and one more thing. I will not be commenting or I will not be replying to your comments below. I don't want my name to be in the hopper and upset the selection of the winner. So I'm just going to kind of keep my comments and my replies out of all the entries below, so to speak. But I will be reading all the comments, and allow me to thank you in advance for your very kind words and your wonderful comments. Really, really do appreciate that. Well, good luck to everyone. A big thank you to Beth Jones for sponsoring this giveaway. Deadline, August 26th, 2025. You know how to enter. Comment below. Let me know. Good luck to everyone. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on, let me get another sip here. This is a good one. This really is. Yeah, that is really, really good. And again, putting this one, AK Espresso, through the Keurig machine, the aroma just fills the room. It's wonderful. And again, the chocolate and other tasting notes there are just that, tasting notes. This is coffee, and it's right here, ingredients coffee, so there's no flavoring in there. Lest you think I was drinking or consuming something with chocolate in it. This is chocolate as a tasting note, as many viewers have educated me on, enlightened me to, that sometimes they're just, they're just saying that the tasting notes taste like a chocolate or a citrus or a nutty kind of aroma. And this one is nutty and chocolate, and it is really, really terrific. It's got a great, rich, kind of almost bold, but not overly bold kind of a taste to it. Really, really terrific. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, just the right amount. This is really terrific. And again, we're using our Indiana Jones coffee mug because we're on a new coffee adventure. Wait a minute, let me put that down. Wow, that's a hot cup of coffee. I don't want to drop that. Oh, wow, that was hot right there on the actual mug. Okay, we got it by the handle now. And love that badge artwork right there, Indiana Jones. A big, big thank you to Jamie Horn. Yeah, no, I do not want to drop this one at all. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous coffee mug, and we like to pull it out whenever we're on a new coffee adventure. So thanks again to Jamie Horn. One more sip. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. And speaking of coffee, once again, check out Mantic59's blog, The Black Coffee Life, where he talks about all things healthy regarding drinking black coffee. Check that out. And again, my friends, Bunny Host and John Reiner have a delightful book collection out there called The Lockhorns. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. That is available. We'll have a link to that below. The Lockhorns, an absolutely fantastic comic panel that's been around for, my gosh, quite some time, and just endears itself to audiences all around the world. A really, really iconic comic feature, comic panel. Really, really terrific. And we're also going to talk about something else that Bunny and John are offering in new wet shave gear. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, it's something that I think will start your day off right, and also help you keep track of your days, weeks, months, year. That's kind of a hint. Stay tuned. Something from the Lockhorns and Bunny Host and John Reiner. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping done. Let's kick off the refill segment with some comments here. We received this from Mark W. Kinney, who wrote, "Hello, Mark and the 3MB crew. Thank you for featuring me on today's show as the giveaway winner. I have ordered my shave knot to set in the brush handle today, along with some other goodies from the razor company. I will either take pictures or make another video when it arrives and I attempt to set the knot." Hey, Mark, please do so. We'll share that with all the viewers out there, either pictures or video or whatever you're comfortable with. I know a lot of folks out there would love to see the knot that you've selected for that beautiful Bacote wooden brush handle that David Lair handcrafted and donated to the giveaway. He and David Lair and Larry Napier sponsored that giveaway. Yeah, let us know. Let us know how that goes. We'd really love to show that to all the viewers. He continues here, "I enjoyed the show and learned new things from the community. P.S. Thank you, Mark, for showing off different coffees each week on the show. You're slowly getting me into the coffee samples rabbit hole." Yes, I can understand that. Coffees, yeah, that's another rabbit hole you got to be careful of. Yeah, I'm enjoying a new coffee this morning, as you know. Hang on, one more sip. Yeah, that's great. AK Espresso from Black Rifle Coffee Company. So thanks very much for that, Mark. Really do appreciate that. Let's see. Keith Osmond wrote, "Another great Monday morning mailbag, Mark. Regarding the Semogue 1305, I have 5 Boar brushes. This one and another Semogue, 2 Omegas, and a Frank shaving brush. Except for the Frank shaving brush, all are definitely on the inexpensive end of things. The Semogue 1305 is definitely the Boar I reach for the most. In fact, it's the one of any type that I reach for. I also have 5 synthetics, 4 Badger, 2 horsehair, and a Badger synthetic hybrid knot. The 1305 is very soft, yet has good backbone and seems to eat less soap than my other natural fiber knots. The only other brush that I like as much is my 40 plus years old Omega, not sure of the model number, but it has had a much longer time to break in, laugh out loud. As for that Omega, I bought it in the early 80s while in university, and there were a lot of years when it just sat in storage. It looks a bit drab with its plain ivory-colored plastic handle, but works better today than when I bought it. Wow, Keith, that's fantastic. Sounds like that falls into the rule of thumb that we've been talking about. When you buy something like a new piece of shaving gear, a brush, a razor, and it doesn't work right away, set it aside for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. You set it aside for years, decades, and you came back to it, and it works even better today than when you first got it. Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with all the viewers out there. I really do appreciate it. Ken Williams wrote, one of the many things I have learned from this channel is to use a very sharp blade with mild razors. Great combo for head shaves. Some great information today. Have a great week. Ken, thanks very much for the kind words. And again, a big thank you to all the viewers out there. They make the channel what it is. They make this show what it is by sharing and contributing a lot of great information from their shave den to yours. So thanks again, Ken. And I agree with you. Mild razor, sharp blade, that's a great combination. And that's one I use for head shaves as well. Works really, really well. I have made the mistake of using an overly aggressive razor for a head shave. No, that's not good. You want to use a good, mild, smooth razor and put in a nice blade, a nice sharp blade, and you'll get a great head shave. Very, very comfortable too, with less chance of nicking yourself. That's for sure. That's what I found. More aggressive razor, yeah, you're going to probably nick yourself. So go mild with a sharp blade for face shaves and head shaves. And folks, if you do, comment below and let us know how that works for you. Ken, thanks very, very much. Rod Sloan wrote, Melbourne. Oh, hey, Rod. Rod from, well, I can't say Melbourne. I got to say Melbourne. That's what it is. It's spelled Melbourne, and we can't say Melbourne because down in Australia they say Melbourne. So we're going to say from Rod Sloan, Melbourne. Great 3MB again, Mark. Been watching every week. So good. The Shave Den visit. Couldn't agree with James Sefton more about a really good, reputable, sharp blade and a mild razor. I've been doing that for a while now, and it certainly continues to work for me. That approach also seems to work for me, at least on a milder setting with an adjustable. Yeah, that is another great point there, Rod. If you have an adjustable razor, dial it down to the milder end spectrum of the spectrum and put in a sharp blade, and you're going to get a great, great shave. The Phoenix Shaving Scuttles, it's the last month of winter down here, and the Scuttles have proven to be most helpful with a continued supply of warm lather on those really cold mornings. Yeah, I keep forgetting that the seasons are swapped out. We're in summer, you're in winter, we're in spring, I think you're in fall. I think that's how that works. So, I'm so glad that the Scuttle and the warm lathers that you're getting from them work well for you during the winter months down under. That's great. And thank you for reminding me that the seasons swap out here. So my apologies for failing to mention that whenever you write in. Hot water from the tap works fine. Look forward to your next review, Mark, including Phoenix Shaving's Doppelganger Continuum 4 when it eventually hits town. You take care and have a great week, Mark. Yeah, Rod, looking forward to Continuum number 4 as well. We'll let you know when that hits. I'm going to have to check messages and that sort of thing and see where that is in the pipeline. Should be right around the corner. Just a hunch on my part. Now that you mention it, I think you're ahead of the curve on this. I think it's right around the corner. I'm going to have to check with Douglas and find out when that hits town, as you say. Thanks so much for the comments, Rod. Really, really do appreciate it. Hey, Beth Jones checked in this morning. And as you know, Beth Jones is sponsoring that absolutely awesome giveaway that we just featured this morning, earlier on the Monday morning mailbag, an absolutely spectacular giveaway. If you missed it, if you skipped over, go back a few a few clicks and check it out. Absolutely spectacular giveaway being sponsored by Beth Jones. Beth, thank you again very, very much. Anyhow, Beth writes, good Monday morning, Mark. Great show as always. Love the Pearl Blaze razor. When you commented that the corners could have been blunted slightly, that made me wonder if that was Henson's rationale for the blunted corners on their Henson 2.0 version. Makes sense if you think about it. And don't forget to be awesome. Thank you very, very much, Beth. Really do appreciate that. And of course, it's an awesome giveaway being sponsored by Beth Jones this morning. And Beth, that does make you wonder if maybe Henson was thinking along those lines. Beth very, very kindly sent to the channel a Henson 2.0 razor. This one is copper anodized. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it delivers an absolutely beautiful shave. And yeah, the corners of the base plate are blunted. They're rounded off, okay? In contrast to the original, which had sharper corners. And this is so much nicer. This really is so much nicer. And they made some other improvements too, I think, with the lathering channel. The lathering channel is wide open all the way across, right? Like that. So there's no crossbar there. Yeah, as I recall. Just an absolutely fantastic razor. And now that Beth has called attention to this, we're going to put this in the shave den, and we're going to have a few more shaves with it because this razor is spectacular. Yeah, so Beth, thank you very, very much for reminding everyone of the redesign on the Henson 2.0, where they did blunt those corners. So if that's been a problem for you with the original Henson design, check out the 2.0. Really, really a big, big improvement with those blunted corners there, and an absolutely fantastic, fantastic razor. Just delivers a wonderful, wonderful shave. And again, that T-shaped razor head just allows you to naturally find that correct shaving angle each and every time you're shaving. Really, really terrific. So thank you again very much for the comment, Beth, and thank you again for sponsoring a really, really awesome, awesome giveaway this morning. Roderick McLeod checked in, assuming the waffle cones are freshly made at the point of sale. I love a waffle cone. The aroma of waffle cones being made is amazing. They also tend to have a larger top opening, so they cradle the scoop, making it far less likely that the ice cream will fall off of the cone. This can also help contain drips. As for eating the cone, I much prefer the crunch of a sugar or waffle cone over a cake cone. Roderick, thanks very much for this comment. He was referring to last week's history of ice cream cones, which was sent into the channel by R.H. Dave. We featured it in the questions and comments section last week in the Monday Morning Mailbag. If you missed it, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag and go to the questions and comments segment, and you'll see it there. Really, really terrific history of ice cream cones, that sort of thing. Yeah, I agree with you. Waffle cones, they do have that great aroma when they're being made. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. I think they have a little more utility in holding the ice cream in there. Absolutely. So thanks very much for passing that along, Roderick. Really, really do appreciate it. And again, folks, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag for a terrific segment and information on ice cream cones by R.H. Dave. Thanks again, Roderick. Really do appreciate it. This comes from Bruno Urbanavicius. I think I pronounced that correctly. And he writes, greetings, Mr. Zarady. Good to know there's a review of yours about the Pearl Blaze. Basically, I have the same observations about the pointed corners of the cap and the base plate, but it's a lesser problem for me as I used her in some shaving sessions with different blades and always had great shaves. Efficient and less aggressive than with the Pearl Hammer. Thanks for your attention. Hey, Bruno, thanks very much for confirming how wonderful the Blaze razor is, because it really is a terrific razor. And while I don't think the pointed base plates will stab you or nick you, you might feel them in certain instances, maybe, again, trying to get a little detail work underneath the nostrils, that sort of thing. but it's not a deal breaker is what I'm saying. But yeah, maybe they can consider blunting those corners a little bit like the folks at Henson did. Thanks again to Beth Jones. And I'm so glad that you like it. And yeah, the Pearl Hammer, that's very aggressive. It's a very, we reviewed that one. We showed it on the channel, I think last year. And that's got a lot of heft. It's got a lot of aggression. And that's a razor that I would use maybe with a week, 7 days worth of beard growth to shave with. Yeah, it's got that kind of growl to it. But hey, some folks like that kind of razor. Again, we tend to prefer mild razor, sharp blade. That's where the Pearl Blaze really shines, as does the Henson. Really, really terrific. So we like both of those razors because they tend towards the mild side. You put in a sharp blade, you get a great, great shave. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, we've been talking about all these great shave soaps and scents and fragrances from Enchanted Path Creations. This week, we've got one that we talked about a few weeks ago, but we have the entire set now. You may recall me mentioning the root beer bar soap right here, and this is root beer. This is so much root beer. This is fantastic. This really is. Well, John and Chastity over at Enchanted Path Creations very kindly and generously sent the entire set to the channel for review. We're going to get a review done on this in the Shave Den. This is fantastic. Here it is, Enchanted Path Creations Root Beer Shave Soap. And again, folks, this is a beautiful root beer scent. It is a full-bodied root beer scent. And as they write here, like pouring a tall foaming mug of root beer, this is as good as it gets. And this fits right into our ice cream cone discussion, our ice cream discussion that we've been having all summer long. This is fantastic. It is absolutely wonderful. And again, we have the bar soap, which is a beautiful root beer scent. We have the shave soap, which is a beautiful root beer scent. We also have the Aftershave Splash, which is again, a beautiful root beer scent. Oh my gosh, that's marvelous. And of course, the root beer aftershave balm. Now, their balms are more liquid than they are cream, but the really neat thing about them is when you splash them on, they have this great cream-like moisturizing quality. You have to try it in order to understand what I'm trying to say about it. We did a recent review of Zombie Punch, as I recall. We're going to be editing that and getting that posted pretty soon here. And we had the balm with that one, the aftershave balm. And I was really surprised. In the review, I mentioned that this very surprising sensation. Comes out liquid, but when you splash it on, it feels like almost like a cream. Really kind of neat. So check that out when we get it posted on the channel. But the root beer shave soap is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful root beer scent. So if you're looking for a great root beer scented shave soap, aftershave splash, and aftershave balm, and also bar soap, get up to Enchanted Path Creations and look this one up. It is really, really very, very good. I know that there have been some others out there that we've talked about that are root beer or soda shop like scents, and they're good, and sometimes you can get them, sometimes you can't, that sort of thing. You can get this one, and it's a fantastic, fabulous root beer scent. So again, my thanks to John and Chaz for very kindly and generously sending this along to the channel, allowing me to share all these items in this set with all the viewers out there. We're going to get a review done, folks, from Enchanted Path Creations, root beer shave soap, aftershave splash, bar soap, and balm. We'll have links below. We received this from viewer Tim Whitcup regarding an Omega Boar shaving brush. And Tim writes, "Hey Mark, I just got this Tuesday. I used your method of breaking it in. I soaked it in water in the refrigerator. Worked great. The brush is a beast. It soaks up the lather. It exfoliates really well. And that's from Tim Whitcup. That's the Omega Pro Boar brush. And it is a beast of a brush. And we learned from Keith Osmond that earlier in the show that he has an Omega brush that he bought years ago that has become his favorite Boar shaving brush. Tim, coincidentally, I looked in my shave den, and sure enough, I have this Omega Boar brush. Mine is 5 years old. So like Keith, I'm gonna use this again. And yeah, there it is, folks. It is a beast of a brush, and mine is breaking in very nicely 5 years on. But I'm so glad to hear that the cold water method of soaking the Boar brush and keeping it in the refrigerator worked very, very well for you. And again, that's really not my method. That's a method that viewers have passed along to the channel. And again, a big thank you to all the viewers out there for passing along that Boar brush break-in tip, as well as many others. And of course, we had one this morning in the viewer morning shaving tip segment. Again, a big thank you to Lee Hazley. So again, these Boar brushes, a lot of great discussion about them, and a lot of great selections out there, from the Zenith to the Smoke to the Omega. And this is probably about $12 to $15, I think, available on Amazon. We'll get a link below so you can check it out. But yeah, a beast of a brush. And yeah, we are definitely gonna have a shave with this. Build a lather and have a shave. The review I saw on my channel was a head shave. We used this to build a lather for a head shave. So we're going to do another review, and we're going to use this Omega Boar brush. So a big, big thank you to Tim Whitcup for sharing his Omega Pro Boar shaving brush with all the viewers out there, and telling us how wonderful it is, and how that break-in routine using cold water, soaking it in cold water and storing it in the refrigerator, saying that it worked really, really well. Tim, thanks very, very much for confirming that. And thanks for reminding us of this Omega Pro Boar shaving brush. We're going to use it in the shave den again. Thanks again, Tim. Really, really do appreciate it. And let us know how your continued use of that Boar brush works out for you. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, we mentioned earlier in the show a great book collection, The Lockhorns by Bunny Host and John Reiner. Absolutely fantastic book collection of all these great Lockhorn comic cartoon panels. It's giftable. It would make an absolutely wonderful gift for someone on your gift list. It's an absolutely fantastic looking book, and Lockhorns is a great, great comic panel. And yeah, it's very giftable, as Bunny Host related to me, and I agree with her. Well, they have another item that's available tomorrow, but you can still pre-order today. It's on Amazon. We're going to have a link to it. We kind of teased it earlier in the show. It's the Lockhorns 2026 Laugh-A-Day calendar. It's a day-to-day calendar, and again, it's officially available tomorrow, August 19th, 2025, but you can still pre-order today, August 18th. And here's what they have to say about it. The Lockhorns 2026 Laugh-A-Day calendar parodies the daily ins, outs, and in-betweens of all kinds of couples and long-term committed partnerships through the highly relatable couple Loretta and Leroy Lockhorn. This perennial favorite comic delivers a hilarious zinger in every panel. Each daily calendar page features a full color panel from the legendary comic The Lockhorns, which has been featured in over 25 books, with another one on the way. Well, that's, of course, the book that we talked about earlier today. It's available right now. And here is what they have to say about the author, Bunny Host, and also John Reiner, my very, very good friends. Here it says right here about the author. Bunny Host has been writing The Lockhorns for over 50 years, working with her cartoonist husband, Bill Host, and she's still at it. The couple also produced Laugh Parade and Howard Hughes, bumper stickers for the National Enquirer, and the syndicated newspaper features Agatha Crumb, What a Guy, and Honey Bunny's Short Tales. Since the death of Bill in 1988, Bunny feels lucky to have been able to continue the laughter with talented artist John Reiner. With the Lockhorns, she reaches a weekly audience of 200 million people around the world. Over 25 of the Lockhorns books have been published, with more on the way. And of course, we mentioned that one that's on the way is available right now, the Lockhorns. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. So there you go. Two great giftable Lockhorns products out there. The book, the Lockhorns, Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject, and also their Laugh-A-Day calendar. Full color Lockhorn comic panels right there on your desk every single day to start your day off with a good cup of coffee and a Lockhorns laugh. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. We'll have a link below where you can get both of these on Amazon.com. So again, congratulations to Bunny and John for 50 years of Lockhorns fun, entertaining readers all around the world. Well, I introduced you to my friends Bunny Host and John Reiner. Bunny Host, the co-creator of the Lockhorns. John Reiner, the very, very talented cartoonist who helps produce the Lockhorns feature every single day. Got a great book and a great calendar out there. Let me introduce you to another really, really good friend and talented cartoonist, a gentleman named Gary Brookins. Now, the reason why we're talking about Gary, a couple of reasons. We're going to talk about pens, but we're also going to talk about Gary's artwork. Here's a Facebook post that came up again because the folks at Fisher Space Pen used it on their Instagram account. And I happen to look at that because it's related to something I want to show you and also show Gary. This is a portrait that Gary did of Apollo astronaut Michael Collins when he passed away at the age of 90 a few years back. And Gary created this entire portrait with a Fisher Space Pen. Remember the Fisher Space Pen? This is the pen that the astronauts took into space, into the moon. Yeah, he used a pen to create that wonderful, wonderful portrait of astronaut Michael Collins. And of course, Gary uses a wide variety of pens, but he likes the Fisher Space Pen. And he also used the Fisher Space Pen and perhaps a couple of other different pens to produce a great drawing of Bugs Bunny. How about that? Isn't that wonderful? And also the Iron Giant. My gosh. Gary's a very, very talented cartoonist, very, very gifted illustrator. Here's what he writes about the Fisher Space Pen. I do love Fisher Space Pens. I've been using them for 18 years or more. I've tried lots of other ballpoints that folks rave about, such as Zebra, Uniball, Jetstream, etc. But the Space Pens to me are as smooth writing and drawing as any of them. The refills last 3 times longer than most. And hey, if they're good enough for NASA to trust them to go to the moon, that's good enough for me. I'm sending you a couple of other drawings as well. Of course, that was the Bugs Bunny drawing and the Iron Giant drawing. Gary, thank you very, very much. Now, the reason why we're talking about this is because Gary is moving over into using gel pens. And I've got a gel pen to share with you that knocked my socks off. I've seen it advertised on social media. Here it is right here. You probably heard me clicking it just before. The Stageek Soft Touch Gel Ink Pen with a 0.7 millimeter line. How about that? These are terrific. 12 of them are about 12 to 15 bucks, something like that. I'll have it linked on Amazon. You might see these being talked about on other social media platforms, but I like this one a lot. And of course, a really nice touch is that when you first get them and click them open, they got that little protective orange ball right there on the tip. So you just pull that off and then you're good to go. Yeah, that is really terrific. It's a CS twin ball tip, smooth, anti-leak, and highly durable. Steel ball pen clip right there. Yeah, that is really, really nice. Low center of gravity. Here's some of the other features. Push button mechanism for easy and quick use, so you can kind of park it out of the way and put it in your pocket. Sleek and stylish design, suitable for various occasions. CS twin ball tip offers smooth anti-leak writing with high durability. Elastic pen grip reduces fatigue and enhances comfort and grip stability. And of course, it has a low center of gravity design, reduces writing deviations, and improves the overall writing experience. And of course, the steel ball clip works very, very well too. I like these a lot. And that's why I'm showing them to you because, we do the traditional wet shave. We find a razor that we like. We want to tell everyone about the razor. And of course, part of the love of the traditional wet shave in the hobby is to get another razor and compare it to the one we had before. And, we fall down that rabbit hole. Well, cartoonists fall down a pen rabbit hole. We're always acquiring different pens to give us a different drawing experience. And this one is really, really terrific. The Stageek Gel Ink Pen. I like this one a lot. We're going to have that link below. And I'm recommending it to Gary, who's moving over to gel pens. So Gary, check out the Stageek G3 Soft Touch Gel Ink Pen. And folks, give this one a look if you're looking for a terrific pen that is durable, gives you a great, great line when you're drawing, when you're writing. And the other thing is it's smear proof. I mean, you can lay down the line and immediately try to run your finger over it. It's not going to smear. That's why I really like this. Where other gel pens that I've used, they smear right away. This one does not. This is really, really terrific. So check it out, Gary and everyone else, the Stageek G3 Soft Touch Gel Ink Pen. I like them a lot. We're going to have a link below. Check them out again. And Gary, thank you so much for sharing all that wonderful artwork with all the viewers of the Monday Morning Mailbag. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, last week, viewer Bart Buzz introduced us to Adidas Dynamic Pulse Aftershave. And he was saying that it's Parasso Green. It's just like Parasso Green. Well, I found this at my local Walmart for $5.38. Yeah, there it is right there. You can see it on the shelf right there. $5.38. Check your local Walmart because it's probably on the shelf there at a similar price. And here it is right here. It comes in a glass bottle right there. Hear that? Yeah, that's a glass bottle. My gosh, there it is. Aftershave, and hang on 1 minute. It's Parasso Green. I'm not kidding you. Now, I'm going to say your mileage may vary. Some of you out there might think that it's not as strong as Parasso Green. Others are going to say that it's identical to the strength of Parasso Green. Some might find some nuanced differences, but I'm telling you, when I cracked this open, it was Parasso Green. And the whole point here is if you use this and it is the same scent to you and the same strength to you as Parasso Green, it comes in a glass bottle. It's less than $5.50. What's not to like? And I just noticed I love the shape of this bottle because it has these inward curves here and also has a little stippling right here on the glass. So you can get a really nice grip of it right after your shave and just, open it up and just really dump it into your palm there just by holding it like that. Yeah, that's terrific. Wow. So a big, big thank you to Bart Buzz, for letting us know about Adidas Dynamic Pulse Aftershave. It's available at Walmart. My Walmart was $5.38. If you find it at your Walmart, please snap a photo on the shelf. Send it in. We'll share with all the viewers and let us know what neck of the woods you found it in and at what price. But my neck of the woods, $5.38 right there on the Walmart shelf. Dynamic Pulse. It's Parasso Green. This is Parasso Green. And again, we're going to say your mileage may vary, but boy, oh boy. I think if you were to put these side by side with the Parasso Green, I doubt very much you'd be able to tell the difference. Now, the only thing is that when I did do a comparison, I had to use some coffee grounds to kind of cleanse my palate, so to speak, going from one to another. Going from this one and over to Parasso, it's almost like you're not picking up any subtle differences or anything like that. You got to sample this one and then use, at least I did. I had to sample this one and use some coffee grounds and then get the Parasso Green and then sample that. Or maybe sample this one and wait maybe half hour, something like that, and go sample Parasso Green and see how they compare side by side. But I'm telling you, I think this is identical. Yeah, this is this is Parasso Green. So a big thank you to Bart Bartlett, for very kindly giving us the heads up on Adidas Dynamic Pulse. My gosh, Parasso Green, less than $5.50. Check it out at your local Walmart. Bart, thanks again very much. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Viewer Abene Samant sent this along, and this fits in really well with today's show, showing that wonderful piece of artwork created by cartoonist Gary Brookins in honor of Michael Collins using a Fisher Space Pen. And of course, we talked about what kind of razors astronauts use in space in previous Monday morning mailbags. Well, here's what Abene wrote. Hi, Mark. Great show as always. I found this video on how astronauts shave in space from the Canadian Space Agency. Cheers, Abby. Now, this is only about a minute and a half long. We'll link it below. Check it out. Really interesting. They're using a razor, a cartridge razor here to do their shave, and they're not using water, obviously. A really quick explanation on how they shave in space, but they're using a shaving cream called Astro Edge, and it dispenses from a tube. It looks like a plastic tube, and they're not using a can of shaving cream. I guess because there's a propellant in there, and perhaps that could be potentially explosive in a space station. That's what I'm thinking, because it's under pressure, perhaps. But the Astro Edge shave cream dispenses from a tube. It looks to be a plastic tube, and they're not using any water. Check it out. You'll see it, and you'll hear the astronaut explain how they shave in space. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would love to try Astro Edge. Obviously, I'm not going to use it I'm not going to be able to use it in 0G unless Elon Musk gives me a call. But I would love to try Astro Edge. Does anyone know where you can get Astro Edge shave cream? I did a search. I wasn't able to find it, but it would be really neat to get some Astro Edge shave cream and use it the way an astronaut uses it in 0G, with no water and a cartridge razor, just to kind of get that sensation to see how clean of a shave they get from Astro Edge and a cartridge razor and no water. So Abene, thanks very much for sending this along. Really do appreciate it, folks. We'll have a link below. Check it out. We also heard from viewer Bruce Snipes, and the email subject reads NASA Shaving, and he wrote, you might want to check out an old Wet Shavers Roundtable, episode 58, How Do Astronauts Shave? Wow, Bruce, thanks very much. We looked it up. We've got the link below. Folks, check that out. There's an absolutely wonderful discussion up there with a representative from NASA sitting in on the roundtable discussing how astronauts shave in space, among other things. Wow, Bruce, thank you very much for this heads up. Again, folks, it's an older episode of Wet Shavers Roundtable, episode 58 from about 8 years ago, and it's titled, How Do Astronauts Shave? And we'll have a link below. Bruce, thanks very much for the heads up on this. Really do appreciate it. We received this heads up from viewer Colonel Mully, Jim Mullins, all the way from Japan. And he writes, by the way, Mark, I know you're not very active on Facebook, so you probably haven't seen that I started a blog recently. Don't know if you're interested in things like that or not, but just in case. Trust me, you're not obligated to read or comment. Just letting you know it's there in case you want to. Oh, absolutely. I'm so glad you sent this along, Colonel Mully. I know a lot of viewers out there would love to see your blog. It's called MullyShaves.wordpress.com. It's called MullyShaves. It's located at MullyShaves.wordpress.com. Again, it's called MullyShaves, and it's at MullyShaves.wordpress.com, and it looks wonderful. Check it out, folks. He's got some great entries there regarding the traditional wet shave. I am absolutely delighted to pass it along to everyone. Colonel Mully, that is absolutely fantastic. And please let us know of new blog entries and new topics of discussion and that sort of thing. And we'll share them right here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. So, folks, check it out. A new blog from Jim Mullins, Colonel Mully, called Mully Shaves. It's available at the following address, www.mullyshaves.wordpress.com. Check it out and enjoy. Colonel Mully, thanks again very, very much. Well, this is my 2010 Hyundai Sonata, and that's Steve right there. And this car is completely done. However, Steve is going to take it and do a little work on the back end, because the back end of the frame is completely, it's just rotted out. So it's either going to have to be junked, or what Steve is going to do, hopefully, is rebuild that back end a little bit and enter it in the Great Geauga County Fair Demolition Derby. And if that happens, hopefully we'll get there and we'll show you some video of how this car does in the competition. That's my hope. So there it is, and we're going to talk to Steve here and get his input on this as soon as he gets the car all secured on the trailer. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so Steve, what's going to happen here? You're gonna
smash it.
Gonna smash.
We're gonna smash it.
And then what are the rules for the demolition derby? You got to remove all the windows.
Yeah, remove all the
glass.
windows, all the chrome, all the glass,
and then
just go have fun.
Smash it up, and hopefully it'll get entered. Now there's it's kind of a coin toss as to whether or not you can recover this and get it ready for the demolition derby. So it may or may not happen. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
probably more so than not.
Okay. So if it happens, we're gonna get to the fair and we're gonna shoot video of this and try to give you some of the action of this car's last moments here. But it's been a good car, Hyundai Sonata 2010, and Steve's gonna smash it up.
Yep.
Steve, nice meeting you. Thanks very much for picking it up. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark Zarady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.